What is up guys, and welcome to today's video where I'll be predicting some of the potential winter January upgrades of FIFA 17. So in this video I'll be covering a lot of forwards mainly, and then also the top 5 leagues. So let's get straight in. So the first three players that we are going to be having a look at is Aubameyang, Werner and Modest. We got some Bundesliga boys here, and then starting with Aubameyang here, obviously he's definitely one of the most best performing players in Bundesliga so far. He's the top scorer of the Bundesliga at the moment, just playing absolutely amazing for Dortmund. And then I think an upgrade to 88 from 86, it is just completely. Then the next player we're going to be talking about is Timo Werner, who is one of the key players in Leipzig, and then they're key to success. Obviously they're coming second in Bundesliga, just behind Bayern, obviously with the goal difference and stuff. They're in the same point, but obviously Bayern is coming first. Now I think he really deserves the upgrade. I gave him an upgrade to 78 from 75 because, well, he's just one of the key players for a team that is doing really well in the league. And then we're going to be talking about is Modest, who is also scoring some mad goals lately this season, who's also impressive in Bundesliga. That's why I gave him an upgrade to 82 from 80 as well. And then we're going to be talking about next three players, who is going to be Mali, Kimmich and Dembele. Once again, three of the Bundesliga players that I think they should get an upgrade. First, about talking about Mali as well, key player of Mainz 05, and then I really think he's gonna get that upgrade because, well, once again he's scoring that goals lately. And then the next player is Kimmich. Now the interesting thing about him, obviously he's one of the nominees of UEFA Team of the Year. If you haven't noticed already, he played absolutely amazing in Euros for Germany. In my opinion, I think he played really well, and I think he's the key player of Bayern Munich. He was also in the team of the group stage of the Champions League as well, which is pretty interesting stuff. And I really think that he really deserves the upgrade from 78 to 81. And then the next player is Dembele. Once again, a very interesting player, a very skillful player from Borussia Dortmund, one of the key player. And then, well, he's been playing really well in the Champions League. He's been doing decent in the Bundesliga as well. That's why I gave him an upgrade to 79 from 77. And then we're going to be talking about next three players, who is going to be some League One forward. Let's talk about Cavani, Falcao, and Balotelli. Starting with Cavani here. Now, a lot of people say that he is good, but at the same time he's kind of bad, if that makes any sense. Well, we could just say in one word, he's inconsistent, but he is more shifted on the good side of inconsistent than bad. Like the rate of his bad game is very low compared to like his good games. Like he has a lot of good games, but he sometimes has the really bad games that he just completely screws up on. But other than that, I think he's just amazing player, and I really think that he deserves the upgrade as well. And then the next player is Falcao, who has recently just scored a hat trick in League One as well, which is also pretty interesting. I really think that he deserves an upgrade. Like it might like, for me, I'm really happy that Falcao is doing really well in League One, because I don't think like he deserved that kind of crap like for playing bad in the EPL. Like considering how amazing he's done, he been playing before he went to obviously the Man United and Chelsea. He's been doing really well, but now it looks like he's kind of back in form. Like he's slowly getting his form up. Same goes for Balotelli. He's been scoring some goals lately. He missed the penalty. Interesting stuff. He barely misses any penalty really. But the key is that he is pretty much back in form now. Not as completely amazing, but he's getting a little bit up. And this really brings me one question about League One. Like this kind of out of topic, but I think the quality of League One is quite low compared to other leagues. Like it's quite obvious, but like especially in League One, I think, because all the players that go to League One, they suddenly like do well. Like let's talk about the other players. Actually, let's move on here. Let's talk about Gomez, who's been scoring some goals lately. Let's talk about well, Immobile is in Serie A, so we're not going to be talking about him. But he's been doing it pretty well for Nice, and obviously he's one of the key players for Nice. How Nice is coming first in League One, which I think like I really like it when some of those, how do you say it, like I forgot the word for it, but underdogs, there we go, underdogs is the word that I was trying to think of. But Nice is kind of the underdog, you know, like they've been doing pretty decent last season, and this season I really hope that they win the league. Sorry if you're a PSG fan, but I just really like this interesting stuff like Leicester winning the league, Leipzig doing really well in Bundesliga. This is some pretty interesting stuff. Anyway, so we're gonna be talking about well, I've obviously talked about him already, so we're gonna move on to Immobile. And starting with him, once again, it looks like he's kind of getting back in form after going to Sevilla and Dortmund. It didn't really work out very well there, but back in Lazio, back in Serie A, back where he really belongs, it looks like he's kind of getting back in form, which I think is a really good news for Italian national team as well. Obviously, Balotelli in decent form, Immobile in decent form. And then the next three players we are going to be talking about is Edin Dzeko, Icardi, and Belotti. Now, starting with Edin Dzeko here. Now, he's really getting back in form. Like, when I mean by he's getting back in form, he is getting back in form. He's slowly getting back to his Wolfsburg form. Like, he's doing really well in Serie A. I'm pretty sure all the Roma fans are very excited about him, how he's doing so well. I think he completely deserves the upgrade. Same goes to Icardi. Once again, he's having a pretty decent season with Inter Milan, even though Inter Milan's doing really crap. Icardi himself, like, he's doing pretty decent for the club, and then I think, in my opinion, he's gonna leave the club soon because Inter Milan, I think it's just a small pond for him. Like, for him to improve, I think he's just gotta try to find for a bigger club. And then we're gonna move on, and then we got Belotti here. Now this guy's also interesting because he's underrated. He's not really much spoken about, but he obviously played for Italy, which I think is really good because Italy's like starting to get some really good strikers. They're starting to get a really good quality strikers here, and I really think Belotti is one of them. Once again, he's doing really well in Serie A, which is very good for them. And then we're gonna be moving on to the next three players, which is going to be Iago Aspas, Boateng, and Bailey. So we're gonna be starting about Iago Aspas here. Now we all know about Aspas, the one who used to play for Arsenal, the one who, let's just say, he was a failure signing for Arsenal, but it looks like in Celta Vigo, like, he scored 9 goals in La Liga so far, and you know that's really not a small number, and I really think he's doing decent. I think he's gonna get that upgrade, and the same goes to Boateng. Like, he's just been like he's not been doing much last few seasons. Let's agree with that. After he left AC Milan, and then now it looks like he actually found a club once again in La Liga, and then he's actually scoring some goals, and he's getting some assists in as well. He's just playing really decent in general. I think he's getting back to his old form again. And then we've got Bailey here as well, a very young player playing for Ghent. Now he also played really well in the Europa League for the club, and then he is now connected with various EPL or maybe other even clubs. I've seen him get connected by some of the Bundesliga, Serie A, or La Liga, which is very interesting. I think he's mainly connected to EPL, the English Premier League, because, well, he's just doing so well. Like, the good thing is that he's also really young as well. I think he's maybe 18 or 19, I believe, which is pretty young. So he's got a very good future ahead of him as well. I definitely think that he's gonna get an upgrade, and if he does move to one of the bigger leagues, he's just gonna be overpowered. He's just gonna be the cheap, overpowered player to play in FIFA. Now, anyways, guys, this will be it for today's video. If you have enjoyed it, please hit the like button, subscribe, and goodbye.